offseason. Like, what was you doing this offseason?
I saw a damn TikTok where this dude was saying that fucking Jokic wasn't a top 5 player, and his reasoning was because last year's All-Star game he was
short
picked,
amount.
Shorts. He was 9th in the All-Star team draft.
That's stupid.
That was his reasoning behind it.
That don't mean it.
Especially the way that they had the All-Stars thing set up.
They kept up.
I was like, bro, if that's the case, Dame Lillard is the 3rd best player.
Same anymore.
Bro, dude was getting fucking roasted in the comments. It was hilarious. Even his fucking people that he was on the pod with, it was just like, bro, really? That's your ultimatum right there?
That was horrible. That's a horrible take.
Yeah, bro,
horrible take.
It didn't help that he was white. He getting roasted, bro.
Horrible take. Horrible take.
But like, bro, I was telling somebody, I said, I believe like, what does James Harden have on these motherfucking owners where he just forced himself out and go to exactly where you want to go to?
He got a black book, bro. He got a black book with everybody issues.
Gotta be, bro.
Everything that niggas doing on the low.
He like dog from Recess, bro. He got that little notebook.
Yeah.
He was a Philly owner, like, I'm the man in the trade.
Yeah,
what, you can't do that? He was like, you like going to them parlors, don't you?
Bro, he seen something. He had to be, because I'm like, bro, this man, he just like, he gets out of wherever he's at and go to exactly where he wants to. That shit is crazy to me.
It's new day leagues, man, where they can do where they want to.
Yeah, he wild. I don't get it.
Yeah,
he definitely just be doing whatever.
Yeah, it's a new time in the leagues now. They can move how they want to move, do what they want to do. Contracts don't mean shit no more.
They don't mean a damn thing.
They're gonna figure that out though. Soon they're gonna start making clauses in the contracts where people can't even force trades no more.
Do you think it's needed?
Like
as a fan, you know, so like not speaking from the business as obviously it makes more sense business wise, like, we gotta have these in place. But as a fan, do you like the shakeup?
The fan in me, it's exciting waking up seeing trades happen.
Yeah,
like it's dope to see, like, you wake up and you see a player who was on this team and was really good going to a different team and possibly pairing up with another player who's kind of good.
Yeah.
Like, my thing is, I like it spread out. Pause. Like, I don't want to see. I don't want to see like 5-star players all on one team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like put like spread the stars over here, one over here, one over there. Like, don't have everybody on one team, crowd one team.
Like,
bro.
If you're getting traded, if you're on hypothetically the Thunder, you get traded to Brooklyn.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't feel like, all right, I'm out of here in Brooklyn in a year and a half. Like, now you're in Phoenix, KD.
Like team. It's like the days of team building and like really trying to like build a team from the ground up is like damn near gone.
People, it seems like a lot of players are scared of the grind. Like I get it. Like, once you get in the league, there's a clock already on when you're gonna get out there, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you are a high energy person, you know what I'm saying, a high flyer, somebody who plays the game hard. Like, you injuries and things like that happen. So you start figuring out, okay, how can I get the most money, but also how can I get that hardware? How can
a place where I can compete?
It takes more than a year.
And that's what I'm saying.
To build the chemistry.
People are scared of that for whatever reason. That's why, like, going back to kind of with the whole Giannis re-signing thing, like the fact that he mirrored Dame's kind of, contract, for that 3 years. Yeah. It's like, what I'm saying, that's kind of like letting you know, like, bro, okay, at least for these next 3 years, we in it together. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm like, let's get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Where, like I said, a dynamic duo, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I understand people trying to get the big threes and shit like that, but having it and saying, like, we about to grind it out and get back to this, you know what I'm saying? And get and build this team up. I think that's really dope. But it just seemed like, it seems like nowadays it's just like, okay, if you want to go somewhere, just make some stink on social media.
I'm not saying everybody that's drafted by their team has to stay with their team their whole career, but these motherfuckers don't even get a chance to test free agency before they get traded somewhere else. It's like, bro, like, what do you want?
Yeah, and it's like said, they can matter of fact, hey, welcome back to Off the Clock Podcast, the sports podcast that what was our slogan again? Where the game ends and begins. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with us on that first episode, man. We're going to continue to build and continue to do more things and try to build this platform up to something that you guys look forward to every week. So, you know what I'm saying, keep rocking with us. Shout out to the Believe Network. This is a Believe Network podcast, and we appreciate all the support there.
Yes,
But
sir.
as we were talking about in our cold opening, James Harden, the fact that he was traded during the "Are you up" hours,
Sneaky link.
because I'm like, I woke up, I was like, wait, when did this happen? And I went to sleep late that day.
He got traded during the sneaky leak hour and shit.
He
Like,
definitely got the
like a motherfucker fell asleep and woke up. Like, oh yeah, oh shit, gotta trade James Harden. He said, oh shit, gotta trade James Harden.
It was just so sneaky because like all that earlier that week, they was like, Clippers, they pulled out, they ain't doing it no more.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened? What changed?
I was gonna say, I remember, we talked about that in the first episode. It was like, Clippers are out, and all of a sudden,
Right.
it
Something
was
happened.
literally, that's the funniest way to put it, bro. During the "you up" times,
For
that's
real.
hilarious.
It was definitely peak. It
Right.
was peak sneaky link hours and
It's
shit.
wild because I was definitely up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was still awake. I ain't gonna lie.
I was a couple
All of a sudden,
people.
my phone was like,
I woke up to people like, hey, dog, you see what just happened? I was like, I was asleep like a motherfucker. Like, dog, you see this? They weren't tripping.
I wonder what changed, like between when they said no to then. Like, I wonder.
From what I'm hearing, the NBA pressed Philly. That's the rumor is the NBA pressed Philly because James Harden is a star player. You know, they own the team's asses about sitting star players.
Yeah,
like,
you're
they
right.
They couldn't give a legit reason why they were stopping them at the plane, not letting them play.
Yeah.
Like they were like, look, if y'all not going to play this nigga, trade him to a team where he can be suited up and he can be seen because that nigga go help sell tickets.
Yeah,
wherever y'all send them. You know what I'm saying? The NBA, they ain't playing, dog. These stars, if you ain't got something really wrong with your ass, hey, you shot, can you still run?
Yeah.
Can you still jump?
I do love the idea
Do your jersey still fit?
I love the idea that they cut back on that restriction of the rest, bro. It's like
the NBA.
That
NBA
shit used to just bother me so
well,
much.
I just like that there's stipulations to it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, look, you can rest if you want to, but you're not going to be eligible for none of the accolades. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Because you got to think, because you got to think that really does skew, you know, like your stats. Let's say, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I only played 50 games, but like it's going to make it seem like I've been averaging 40 per game when, you know what I'm saying? Somebody played the whole season and they was putting up similar numbers, like they slightly below because they played more games. It's like, yo, we got to add something in here. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, look, if I get it. If you got to sit out, you got to sit out. If you want to sit out, whatever your regimen is, you get, but like you're not about to get the full benefits of a full-time player.
Facts.
So we got what was it? James Harden to the Clippers. What is it now? Russ, James, Paul, and Kawhi.
Yes.
Who starts?
All four of them.
All four of them gonna start.
You think?
I think they're gonna run all four.
I did see. What was it? Rachel Nichols tweeted today that James Harden is planning on making his debut on Monday.
Well, actually, I don't. Let me rephrase that. All three will start. Russ is definitely coming off the bench.
But Russ been killing it lately, bro.
He has, bro.
Like the last half of last season, and then like Russ been going. He's gotten to a level where it's like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't as bad where it used to be blooper reels every day for Russ.
Yeah. But Russ is still he's still Russ, bro. Like I feel like teams. It's like you can't go wrong having a player like Russ. Let's be honest. Like he's gonna play.
Yeah.
He gonna leave it all out there.
He's still gonna get his 20 minutes off the bench.
Yes, all the cliche shit that like coaches say about players, like he's gonna leave it all out there. He's gonna give it all. That's Russ. He gonna do that shit, bro. Exactly. But his version of giving it all, bro, it's gonna be a lot of bricks involved.
He has been balling this year.
A couple turnovers, but he has seemed like he turned the corner this year.
Yeah,
I think it would be.
What was it? When he was on the Lakers when he was coming off the bench?
Yeah.
I think that humbled him.
He was coming off the bench for the Clippers.
Yeah, he was coming off the Clippers.
Yeah. And honestly, on some real shit, if they willing to put their pride to the side, bro, a five involving Russell Westbrook and James Harden coming off the bench.
Now that'd be crazy.
Will be OC.
That would be crazy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Let's be honest. This shit is not happening. This is just me literally talking shit. This is like. This is cap.
I mean Jamal Crawford made it his entire career off of coming off the bench.
No, James Harden ain't coming off nobody.
He ain't coming, but he should.
James Harden ain't coming off nobody's bench, bro.
No, it's over.
But while he's still alive and breathing, James Harden is not coming off of nobody's bench.
I ain't gonna hold you. If I was over there, if I had to choose between James Harden and Russ, I'm choosing Russ to start over James Harden.
Really?
I've always had Russ over James.
Well, the Clippers.
I've always liked Russ over
the Clippers
James,
have an issue. The Clippers have an issue with scoring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see them choosing to have Russ on the floor over James Harden.
At least
It's fucking James Harden.
If Russ and James are shooting 10 threes a game,
who you going with? Who are you going with?
Russ is making 2 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then
4 of them motherfuckers
is
in just the backboard.
James Harden, Philly James Harden kind of showed that he can facilitate, he can run with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He could dish it off.
He's still a real good passer.
Yeah, he showed that he could do that. And then also, it's still fucking James Harden.
True. Yeah.
They still got to hold fucking James Harden.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy because because it's like, all right, so because if Russ is back up for James, and then Terrence Mann's back up for PG.
Yep.
And then we got Kawhi, and we got PJ Tucker over there.
Yep.
Yeah, because he got moved too.
Yeah, you think PJ starting, right?
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah,
PJ gonna be like
he coming off the
he's
bench.
gonna be kind of like he was with the Bucks.
So then bench, so the second unit is going to be what? Russ, Terrence Mann, Coffee.
Yep.
PJ.
Yep.
And
that's a nice little backup.
That ain't a bad backup. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nah.
I've always kind of rooted for the Clippers ever since I was little. It's like it's kind of cool to see them still have a nice little squad. Because I fucked with the Clippers when they had Paul and Griffin and all them dudes. Like, man, I fucked with Lob City Clippers for sure.
I'm gonna date myself, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking with the Clippers when they had Darius Miles.
Yeah, Elton Brand.
Yeah, I remember that.
Odom, bro. But Lamar Odom was there.
Yeah.
Listen, these niggas won no games. These niggas won no games. But they was cold to watch. They were cold to watch. These niggas won 0 games. These niggas was getting blown out, but I was still like, oh shit, yeah, nigga Clippers, man. Let's get it, Darius Miles.
Because they seem like some niggas.
Yeah,
like that's what it was, bro.
They was some niggas.
They was some niggas, bro.
Yeah,
and we just kind of fuck with their energy.
Yeah.
Like they was dogs in the court.
They was young and thugging.
He definitely brought this shit to LA.
Yeah, they brought that shit, bro. They was dogs, bro. We just like
thugging.
that. It was like, listen here. It's kind of like that Portland team.
Yeah.
Like Portland Trailblazers, they wasn't really winning much.
That was the Jailblazers.
But we fuck with them, dog.
Never forget the Jailblazers. Nigga Bonzi and them, nigga.
Bonzi.
Yeah, bro. The niggas was smoking weed locker room. The niggas was smoking weed. Come out and get your ass 48.
What do y'all think? What is the hoodest team? Is they the hoodest team ever?
If
we had picked like the team, because you know what, I ain't gonna hold you. The Bucks had a moment.
The NBA, yeah,
the Bucks had a moment when we had.
It was a moment. I remember going to the game and seeing OJ Mayo do the GD handshake with somebody. I was like,
him and what was old boy name? Light skin cat. Why can't they say Monte Ellis? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the Malice in the Palace Pacers team was kind of wild.
Yeah,
they was.
What was it?
I would say
Artest.
I would say the Jailblazers.
The Jailblazers.
The Jailblazers was a thing. I love them niggas. Them niggas was cold. I fucked with the Jailblazers. They was thugging.
Yeah.
They was thugging. Then they was coming to hoop. I fucked with them. Let's see that Golden State team.
I'm about to say with Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson.
We can't forget about them, though.
Them niggas, they was smoking in the locker room
going crazy.
Bill, that's it.
Hey, bro, low key, I am gonna pick the Jailblazer because they had Rasheed Wallace, bro. That dude was a pure thug, bro.
They had Philly Fro Pippen.
Yep, Philly Fro Pippen.
Like that's not forget. It was like fade Pippen. That's what he is in Chicago.
Yeah.
Now Philly Fro Pippen.
Philly
Fro Pippen kept a 3.5 and a pistol in the locker.
Yep.
Like he was on some shit. He was on some shit.
They
wasn't playing. Niggas was there for business. Like for real. Yeah, the Jailblazers was different, bro.
Yeah, they had Stoudemire running the point.
Bro, Zach Randolph was the quiet killer, dog.
Everybody came out the tunnel with red eyes.
Man.
Hungry. Niggas eating plenty popcorn at the timeout. Niggas was hooping.
I just remember, bro, Monte Ellis and them, bro, the Bucks being that game, so they was shaking
wild.
Up every instance. It was like y'all didn't even have to shake up for that.
And I fucked with that era, dog. I fucked with Monte and I fucked with OJ Mayo, man.
The Bucks were definitely super trash.
They ended too quick. They ended too quick, bro. We should have more time with that team, bro.
Right.
Nah, I'm cool with it.
I hated Michael Redd.
I think the Jailblazers.
He's one of my
Jailblazers might.
The Jailblazers might be up there. Yeah.
Golden State team's close too.
Yeah.
Then the Madison and the Palace, they're close 3. Yeah. So
I wouldn't even say the Pistons. The Pistons just fell into a random time, but like that Pacers squad was definitely on some shit. That
plus the Pistons also, it's hard to have a name as the Pistons when the bad boy Pistons was a thing. It's like, bro, y'all ain't doing that. It's kind of hard to put y'all up there.
I don't think it's been a team. Well, I can say that people don't act like they don't see it, but that San Antonio team, when they was on the championship run, they will whoop your ass on court.
Bro, David Robinson, that nigga used to clothesline niggas in the air.
Manu and Bruce Bowen will fuck you up, offense or defense. I've seen Manu come up for a layup and manage to like injure a nigga. Like it's you got the ball.
Like
you have the ball.
You're
scoring. Like how are you doing that? You hurt niggas while you got the ball. That shit crazy. Bruce Bowen, like we are like anybody who watched basketball around that time, though, Bruce Bowen was like one of them niggas. He did not want the host.
Nah, bro, he was.
If you from Milwaukee,
he was defensive like Kawhi before Kawhi got there.
If you from Milwaukee, Bruce Bowen hooped like he played basketball at McGuff. You know what McGuff? Imagine 9 niggas on court, all in black Air Force Ones, and they play like Bruce Bowen.
Yeah, whatever.
You are getting hurt.
Whatever hood basketball court that y'all got in y'all city, McGuff is for Milwaukee. It's like it's one of those ones. Like you listen, if you play there and you good there, you really earned your name, but you also might also have to fight.
You did? Oh no, might. You get buckets, you got to fight.
Yeah, you got to fight. You suck, you got to fight.
Hundreds of times I've seen hundreds of fights.
You spectating too hard and you saying too many stuff, you gotta fight.
Give a nigga 2 minutes too much props and shit. Like, yeah, come on, bro, run. Step to the side.
Like, you gotta fight him.
Bro, every instant. You there for a family barbecue. You gotta fight.
Definitely.
Shit, me and Burgie done fought there, man. We done had fight there.
Everybody done had a little square situation at McGuff, man.
But speaking of the Bucks, so the Bucks are 2-2 with Dame, and
first week of Dame.
Yep.
I'm already seeing people wavering already. I just want to let's break it down.
The highs and lows.
Let's start with you, Jake. Now, should people be panicking?
Bro. It's like I said earlier. It's gonna take time to get the chemistry down. I mean, what Dame had maybe a dozen practices, maybe before the season started. It's like they still got to figure out the spacing on the pick and rolls. They still got to they gonna figure this shit out, bro.
They ain't even really getting live yet.
And honestly, like Giannis said before, he was like they're kind of just running the offense through Dame now. Dame's gonna fit in and find his role, and then when they figure all that shit out, bro, they'll be fine. Yeah, it's gonna take more than 4 games to figure that shit out.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Everybody saw game 1 and was like, "Oh, we're gonna get this shit every night." It's like, no,
you got to build that because, like I said, once we get into we haven't really even seen the heavy Dame Giannis 1-2, right? Like we haven't seen they trick bag. We haven't seen when they feeling it, when it's just like flashy and shit like that. Yeah. Like once we get into that, where Dame is throwing it up and Giannis is coming out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? And when they running crazy plays and shit like that, where they highlight like must see TV.
They haven't gotten Middleton involved. Much.
Yeah, he on minute restrictions.
He's on minute restrictions right now. I mean, they're just kind of going with the flow, trying to figure out what works.
Yeah.
This first month or so of the season is just going to be a trial and error.
Yeah, it's going to be to see what teams or what fives work together, the chemistry with certain players.
Exactly.
It's going, like you just said, it's going to be trial and error, and why that's happening. You got to understand, and I don't think a lot of people just look at it and just be like, okay, Giannis and Middleton still there, Brook Lopez is still there. If you really look around this team, we got a lot of new players, bro. There's a lot of people who's inserted into this team that has to figure out where they stand. We got a young dude who's our project right now, and Marjan, and he's trying to figure it out. It's like we got projects, and then also we got this new star player. We have to figure out what he's gonna do. He has to find his way before we figure out anything else. Exactly. So it's like you got to get a shit time, dog. I'd rather them lose now.
Of course.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are expecting them to run out and we don't lose no games, and they want to start with a 10-0 run. No, fuck that. I don't want to see a perfect team.
I don't want a novelty. I don't want a novelty season. I don't want a season where we chasing Warriors record and shit like that. Facts. Like, nah,
fuck that.
Yeah, because every year the Bucks have had the 1 or 2 seed
it don't turn out nothing.
We end up disappointed.
Exactly, it don't turn out to nothing.
Boston
but a lot of teams do that, dog. Like, but what people got to understand is dog, it's all about how are you playing going into the playoffs. Yeah. Fuck this. Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to see our team look good during the season, play good during the season, win some games. That's cool. But if we were to fly below the radar at 5 and 6, or you know what I'm saying, 4, or I'm cool with that. We ain't got to be number 1 during the season. To me, like I'm okay with like a 6 seed, 5 seed. I'm all right with that shit. As long as they go into the playoffs looking like they fucking ready.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all that matters. After the All-Star break and everything, with like seeing how, like, okay, how are they focused? With like they got the fucking eye of the tiger. You know what I'm saying?
Our bench looking good together when they out there.
You know what I'm saying? Do we got good rotations? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we have set plans? You know, because that's what I'm really looking for. Like I said, seeing. Most of our failures came from, like I said, that fourth quarter, right? Relying solely on Giannis. You know, every now and then, you know, made a step up. Bobby Portis will go crazy, but like, so what I'm looking for is that consistency throughout the game, right? One of the one of the tweets that I saw that made me say, see, that's what I'm actually waiting for us to get to. Somebody said, to defeat the Bucks at their prime, you're gonna have to deal with 3 quarters of Giannis going crazy and a 4th quarter Dame. And I said, that right there is the scary situation, that like if we get to that point where, because Dame's still gonna cook no matter what, but 4th quarter Dame, everybody knows is different. You know what I'm saying? With that
being said, like, my thing is, like, when you really step back and you like, what's a version of seeing 3 quarters of Giannis go crazy? Like, people hear that and they're just thinking like, oh, he's just scoring. No. 3 quarters of Giannis going crazy is him scoring partially, but defense, nothing get past him.
No, 3/4
at the basket, he's rebounding everything on offense and defense. He got to score to affect the fucking game.
And he getting at least 6 assists.
Yeah.
Because like I said, and then that's the thing. That's where you letting Dame cook, you know what I'm saying, do his thing. Because like I said, 4th quarter Dame is his crazy time, right?
Facts.
Dame can cook no matter what. We already know. We know that Dame is a walk-in 20 plus. You know what I'm saying? Just by not even doing it. What the Dame effect is when the clutch time happens and shit, we could be down 9. That nigga Dame can score that fucking 3 fucking threes back like that, and now we tied up.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And Bucks fans, be calm.
Yeah.
Don't piss him off. Don't piss him off. Don't get it. He got enough shit going on already. Bro. Don't get this fucking hit where he reading y'all bullshit because y'all really not real fans. If you really are a fan of Dame or you watch the NBA, you know that a player of his kind of caliber, you're gonna get spotty. There's no player in the NBA who scores the way Dame Lillard scores and does it every fucking night.
Bro,
it does not happen.
This is how I know.
It don't happen.
Steph is the greatest shooter ever to touch the basketball, right? And bro, there's been like, he made the bad shot a good shot. And there's been moments that I've seen people where Steph, like I said, a shooter gonna shoot. That means that a shooter's gonna be off. And there's been moments where Steph was off. People was like, man, Steph Steph can't hoop. Steph, you know what I'm saying? But then next game he does 6 in a row from literally from the fucking half. And they're like, oh, he's the greatest shooter. Like, bro, y'all gotta chill with this sometimey. Like, if you want the nigga to be a shooter, then you gotta understand that sometimes, like I said, it may the issue, like what judges it the best way is, yes, a shooter's gonna shoot and they're gonna have sometimes, but they have way more times where it's like, yo, you can't stop this shit.
But also you gotta remember that's Steph. He's tested.
No, I'm saying
he's tested and approved.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Golden State fans don't give a fuck. If Steph has a bad night, they're like, and I feel like Dame should have the same respect.
Dame should definitely have the exact same respect.
Dame should have the same respect to where if he have an off night, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we just be like, oh, fuck it, bad night. Nah, acknowledge bad night. But at the same time, don't fucking want to kill him for it. Like, or go back to Portland type shit.
Literally, it's the Mario and Luigi effect, bro. Like, Luigi is just as dope as Mario, if not almost better in certain aspects.
He's just green.
He's just green. And so and Mario got all the sayings and everything, so people fuck with him. Steph is like Dame is just as cold as Steph.
Why they get Luigi those sayings, dog? Like,
bro, his sayings is all scary sayings. It's whoa.
Like, nothing, bro.
They made Mario the hero in multiple games, but they made that nigga Luigi. He's scared of a ghost man. I was like, bro, that's fucked up.
Scary ass sidekick and shit. Like, why I gotta be a bitch ass nigga? Like,
but like Dame, like I said, Dame definitely should have the same respect and level of trust like Steph, but because Steph is just so fucking amazing at it, and we see it night in, night out. People was like, you know what I'm saying? But people try to discredit Dame, well, not discredit, but just don't give him his props.
So I would say what it comes down to now with the whole Dame shit is he played on the West Coast for so long.
Yeah, he did.
Bucks, like local Bucks fans don't watch
the West Coast.
In their mind, they're like, okay, he's one of the best scorers, one of the best shooters in the league. He has an off night in the game too. Now he's fucking trash. It's like, bro.
This is how I knew a lot of you know what I'm saying. Listen, I love my Milwaukee Bucks and my homies, but this is how I know that some of these Milwaukee Bucks fans were definitely not true fans. Because when Dame first came, it was like, oh, Dame doesn't look like he want to be here. I said, nigga, when have you seen Dame be happy? We've seen Dame send people home and not say anything and not crack a smile.
He hit a game-winning shot. One of the most iconic game-winning shots in NBA history, and me mug the camera.
Like they don't be smiling like that, bro.
This shit just happened.
He'll smile when we win, bro. He's like,
yeah, man,
y'all when we win.
Like, y'all have not, and even so, you might not even fail. Like, so you saw Kawhi try what he won.
For real. Weird as hell. Kawhi a robot. I don't care what nobody says. Kawhi is a robot. Ain't nobody ever seen that nigga outside really just doing anything normal.
His endorsements is still the same. It's literally like, bro, y'all must have forgot to update the personality chip on him or something, bro.
Quiet robot. I don't care what nobody says.
He got his contracts on 2K and stopped playing the game and shit.
that nigga's a robot.
No, that's so fucking crazy.
But I would say with the Bucks, to go back to that, I would say just the Bucks fans got to kind of treat it how baseball treats. They're like, just look at the last 10 games. If you go, your goal is to go at least 6-4 in 10.
I'm surprised that
you can go 6-4 in 10. You're going to have a good ass season.
I'm surprised that we're even here in regards to that. Like, I get it. One.
Yes.
They got one.
Motherfuckers ain't mad about it.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like, yeah, I get we want to have multiple, and we seem like we have the makeup to be that to go crazy and get some multiples like that. And we got a player that wants to stay here who can really do that. But it's like, yo, again, don't forget where we came from, yo. Like, geez.
We are still a small market team.
And shit can get dark.
Yeah,
it can get dark really quick. So just relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
So, speaking of talent and everything like that, Burgie, I know you brought it up. You wanted to talk about Bobo versus Wemby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk your shit.
I seen the conversation of I think the start of the conversation was Shaq on TNT.
Okay.
He brought it up and he was just saying like, people are acting like we never seen like a player style of Wemby before. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he was like, Bo. I'm like, yeah and no.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say no for he ain't no fucking Wemby. Like,
he definitely ain't.
He's not Wemby, bro. Like he's good. Bo's very good. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he trash. He's not Wemby. Wemby is just like he showed us more as far as like being able to really insert the stuff on defense and insert the stuff on offense. Yeah. I feel like Bo, he's damn near like a hybrid version. Not saying like he's on the level of KD, but if you go off of like player type, I feel like he's like player type KD.
Yeah. Okay.
Wemby is like a player type, like fucking Tim Duncan, hybrid, Dirk. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference. Like,
it's definitely a difference.
He's closer to his player build than Bo is, if that makes sense.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
What I'm saying?
Yep,
like,
I see what you're saying.
Bo is good. I'm not gonna say Shaq is fucking crazy, but. He's smoking a little.
So I wonder if is he just saying player type? So does player type have to be on the same level, right? So like if two players play the exact same, but one is just way more efficient or effective, can you still say they have the same player type?
I could say they could be similar. Yeah. I feel like you can't really say like this player is like almost like a replica of like to keep it in San Antonio. Tim Duncan was damn near David Robinson 2.0.
Yes, he was. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was a better version of David Robinson, which was funny. The fact that San Antonio was able to get him. Yeah. It was like we literally getting this nigga's replacement and he's better than this nigga. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when that's like, I'm sure if you really looked at watching Tim Duncan at Wake Forest, I remember hearing the comparisons and they were literally comparing him to David Robinson.
Yeah,
like, this nigga is the new David Robinson. Like for real.
Yeah.
So him being better, like shit. David Robinson didn't get a Tim came, right?
Yeah, he wanted his rookie year.
Yeah. So it's like
big fundies, man.
So it's like I feel like a player could be close to a build or eclipse that build. I feel like it's no middle.
Okay,
if that's making sense, and I feel like Boa, he's not close. I mean,
I don't think he's close to Wemby at all.
He's not close.
Yeah, he's there.
You know what I'm saying?
Wemby came in the league already better than Bobo.
Yes,
and Bobo been in the league like what 5 years already.
You know what? I think
about 3 or 4.
One of the reasons why I think Wemby is also so. Wemby came in like, nah, bro, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah,
you know
I've been here already.
The only thing that he said was when he was like, he said American players play like it's life or death.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
because they do.
Yeah, because really it is. You know? Like, you need to understand. Hey, we could be going tomorrow. You playing against niggas who ain't got like solid contracts.
Yeah,
like, I might not be able to play tomorrow. Like I might come in and like, hey, G League, my nigga. Like, damn, I had 15 last night.
Bro.
Like, nah, like, bro.
You had 15, but you gave up 30.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I think the idea of what Shaq was saying, I totally understand. Like, because he was saying mostly like the archetype. His length, his ability to shoot that Bobo developed over the time. He's still got some decent defensive presence.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, I mean, I think as the overall package of the player, Wemby just came in like that. And Bobo, like you said, though, Bobo, good player, really nice player. I would,
he ain't Wemby though.
Yeah. What's crazy about Wemby is that
like Bobo is doing shit, and you're just like, damn, Bobo.
Okay. Like that's what it is. You're like, okay,
You didn't add that to your arsenal. Yeah. Wemby already got that shit.
And the thing about Wemby is, and it's kind of it's the same thing that I had when I first saw KD. KD, his build, the way his arm and his legs look, I'm like, it's gonna look goofy, right? Yeah. I'm thinking everything was gonna look goofy, and then it was like, no, his shot and everything looked like fluid. So with Wemby, I'm like, bro, there's no way, and his stuff don't look goofy. I was like, bro, like how are you this lanky, like, bro, and your shit still looks like a good form, and like your shit looks like fluid and everything. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Really? Like, bro, when did they start making niggas like this, dog? Like, this is wild.
The robots, the NBA robots, dog.
NBA robot. A couple of weeks back, did you see that football game where they brought like actual AI robots to the game?
Yeah.
Bro, that shit be AI be tripping me out. AI, robots, all that shit, bro. To me, bro, I know this is a sports podcast, but I'm gonna get on some conspiracy theory shit right now.
Here we go.
Bro, I feel like, bro, there's certain elements, and there's going to be one person, most likely Elon Musk, is going to put all these elements together and create something that's crazy, because AI is running on its own, doing its own shit, putting out crazy shit. Then they're making robots that you can push and then it stumbles and gets back and fight you. And I just feel like somebody's going to take that and they're going to take that and they're going to put it together and try to do something. And next thing you know, we an iRobot again.
I was going to say, bro, it's going to be an iRobot.
Man, Buffalo fuck around and put together a fake player on y'all ass.
Bro,
you gonna get drafted.
They had a robot basketball player and he was guarding this dude, and they was like, can an AI guard a hooper? And the dude busts his ass. He did a step back on him and everything. That shit was wild. I'm like, I mean, but the robot was damn near lifelike, moving and shit. Like,
the AC Green, the Sean Bradley build and shit. Like,
bro, imagine you in football, you on that front line and you see AI robots on there, like, but like it looks like a regular nigga, but you you only catch something, like you catch the eye turn red or something. You're like, hey, yo, hey,
hold
and
on.
nobody want to believe you, and now you just got to go up against this big 300-pound fucking
this thing AI,
this 300-pound robot that's most likely 3 tons, not 300. Bro, that motherfucker gonna fuck you up.
It's gonna be like Fallout 4 when they had the senses. You couldn't tell. They would bleed and shit. Like they ate food, everything.
That's gonna be crazy, bro. Like, that's what these fucking AI and shit.
AI teams and shit.
You imagine a 5v5 of pure robots. That shit would be boring as fuck. Everything would be telegraphed.
Right.
Like, you can't, like, all your passes and shit would just be, I don't know, that shit would be boring as fuck.
All right, but maybe talking about football, man, the trade deadline happened, man. What moves did you guys like the best from this trade deadline?
For me, because I already said I had them kind of being the team that got, you know what I'm saying, the championship this year, I feel like that Chase Young to the 49ers. That's it.
That was definitely the big trade.
I feel like that's still the deal. That made me officially, like, I was already saying that was gonna win it all.
Yeah, you were saying that.
But now with that, and you know what I'm saying, we still gotta watch it, see what's happening with Debo. I know he's injured right now, right?
Yep, Debo's hurt.
Now I feel like they're getting this second half of the season is gonna be where they really turn it back up. But then that defense, bro, listen, bro, 49ers got the kind of defense that can win you a Super Bowl.
That shit gives me like New York Giants when they were beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like when like everybody on their D line was a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Like
bro, they got Chase Young and Bosa.
Yeah.
Bro.
And they got
seriously, bro.
They got fucking Hargrave. They got
bro.
all them dudes, man.
Listen, man, they got the like the hard nose. Like, they got the kind of players that, you know, they be saying like players be like on the field like hitting like torpedoes and shit. Yeah. All them niggas hit, bro. All of them hit, man. It's gonna be crazy out there, man.
You can literally rush 4, and you got damn near 4 all-pro rushers, and then you got Fred Warner in the middle. Just like, fuck it, do it.
Facts, for real.
Greenlaw chilling there.
I dare you throw it deep. I dare you to hold the ball 5 seconds or too long.
I was gonna say, I guess the only bad part about their defense might be their secondary, but it's like good luck throwing on them. You ain't gonna have no fucking time.
Or you won't have time to get the motherfucker out to even play with our secondary like that.
It's gonna be nuts.
I got the 49ers, man.
You got the 49ers?
I mean, that's definitely the big splash. I mean, I know I don't even remember all the moves that were made. Besides, I know our Packers traded Rasul Douglas, which I mean, we can get into that probably a little bit later. But I mean, Montez Sweat got also traded to the Bears, which is the funniest shit ever. Like, I fuck with Montez Sweat as a player. Like you said off pod though, his last name Sweat, so that's just instantly funny, bro.
Keep Sweat nephew.
Keep Sweat nephew.
That's just instantly funny.
Definitely read.
And also, it's the Bears trading for a defensive player,
which is hilarious.
You don't have a fucking quarterback or an offensive line.
I know he was like, fuck.
Like,
Bears.
You think NFL players they be like that with the Bears too?
Hell yeah.
I know it's fans and everything.
I think NFL players do that with teams in general. I think if an NFL player is traded to a team that they know damn well there's nothing happening, they know they want to be in the goddamn discussion of Super Bowl and all pro shit. Well, they go into a team, ain't shit happening, they're gonna be mad as a motherfucker. Or imagine like you playing for like a team like San Diego, or you playing for the Raiders and shit with all the glitz and glamour, and then you wake up, they like, fam, it's over.
Nah, we got it.
It's over, bro.
It's the
Speaking of the 49ers, though, did you see like the trade history of what the Commanders have given the fucking 49ers, or like what they've gotten in return. It was Trent Williams and Chase Young, and all the fucking Commanders got was 2 5th-round picks and a 3rd-round pick.
It's something there.
Like, arguably the best left tackle in football.
It's some under the table shit going on for sure.
And a DN with untapped potential.
Some extra checks. Extra checks on the
bro,
table.
All y'all got was a 2 5ths and a 3rd. Like,
for real,
you got fleeced.
That doesn't sound so commanding
at all. Fucking Washington.
The Washington.
Fucking tripping, dog.
They should go back to Washington. Commanders is such a trash name. That is the weakest name I've ever seen for a football team.
Like
I kind of don't hate it, bro.
It's not like a team.
I hate it so much.
I think it's probably one of the worst names in NFL, but I still don't hate it. It took a year to grow.
How do you say the worst name but don't hate it?
It's like
I said it's one of the worst names.
It's like
what do you think is the worst?
It's like a TV show team.
Yeah, it is. What do you think is the worst NFL team name? Because I don't see nothing worse than the Commanders.
The Commanders is definitely top tier. We're worse. They up there.
Yeah, that's
no, but let me think about it. The Browns is pretty trash too.
The Browns is easily worse. Because
what the fuck is the Browns?
Cincinnati
What's the
Browns?
The Browns is up there.
Cincinnati Browns just
the Cleveland Browns is definitely up there.
That's definitely the worst for sure. I don't like the Titans. I mean, it's cool. It's okay.
It's cool.
I think they should have just never. The Texans might be the worst, low key. I don't like that.
I got a problem with the Texans.
Bro, they should have stayed the Oilers. Houston should have just been the Oilers. Bro.
Yeah, I like the Oilers. The Texans ain't bad though, bro.
Who got the hardest name? I kind of like the Raiders. The Oakland Raiders got a hard ass ring to it.
Yeah, the Vegas Raiders.
I like the.
The Vegas. I like throw it off though.
Yeah. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like
Pittsburgh Steelers is hard.
The Steelers sound hard.
Low key, the Packers kind of got it's a rough name. If you think about like the idea,
like, I've seen people like do funny plays on the Packers.
Yeah.
So that ruined it for me.
I kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs is cool.
I like the Chiefs.
Cool. Yeah. I like the Chiefs. I like the who else? Chiefs. That's a good one. The Steelers. That's a good one. I like the Buccaneers. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like, I there's some ones that I like the idea and the history of the team, but it's also like they be random.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I guess the Buccaneers is cold. I also fuck with their logo too.
Yeah, they logo
their uniforms.
I like the throwback logo, the one with the creamsicle jerseys.
Yeah, I don't really like the creamsicle.
I like that one, bro. I like that one, fam. I think because I like the jerseys though.
Yeah, I like the modern Bucks uniforms. I don't really fuck with the creamsicles like that.
Yeah.
Just because I know the history of when they had them and they were the worst fucking. They lost like 20-some games in a row or some shit.
That's why the fans don't be like when they wear jerseys.
Yeah.
They're like, it's the loser jerseys. Yeah. So, put the motherfuckers away.
Also because I remember they wore them shits in Lambeau and they beat us.
Yeah.
I remember that too. Josh fucking Freeman, bro.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah. So, speaking of the Packers, man, let's get into some Packer news. So, Packers lose their 4th straight game.
Yep. Well, listen. This podcast, when it comes to the Packers, it's gonna sound like a tape recorded conversation when it comes to me, because I'm gonna say the same shit to y'all.
This season, bro.
Listen, bro, we are at the dark ages.
Yeah,
we got lucky. We're in another situation where we were we were a spoiled fan base.
Spoiled as a bitch.
You know what I'm saying? We came off of 30 years of dominance. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to our QB situation, like we've had great teams due to our amazing quarterbacks. Right now, we're at a place where we're looking for something. We're looking for a spark somewhere and to build off of that spark. Shit not happening. We need a new alternator. At this point, we need to go to a fucking shot.
Our biggest problem is we're just too young.
Yeah.
Very inexperienced. But our receivers are super young and like, I would say this shit. I'm gonna say this on camera because it's here. Jordan Love is not the fucking problem.
He's not.
He's not the fucking problem.
And I'm on paper.
Like Kurt Benkert, he's a former Packers quarterback. Yeah. He's a Twitch streamer and things now. He breaks down quarterback film. Yeah. He was literally breaking down all these plays, and he's like, bro, what is Jordan Love supposed to do on this play?
Exactly.
The fucking receivers ran into the
right. Yeah.
And
he
like
doesn't
that,
have
bro.
the kind of line that he will fucking need for the kind of player he is.
They treat-
He's a mobile quarterback, and they're giving him
Bro,
a line
when
to the
he
point
runs,
where he
it's fucking
doesn't have.
exciting.
Bro,
Yeah.
I swear.
But he don't have the time to really like formulate a good fucking play because the line is
It's
doing
also
this
like, I
right
feel
a
like if
fucking
he
way.
runs, he gets like yelled at on the sideline
Yeah.
or something.
Because they want him. It's almost like
They want him to
it
stand in
seemed
the
like
fucking
they want
pocket.
him to be a pocket like quarterback. And that's not his game.
No,
he
not.
needs to
It's
just-
not.
Really let him off the fucking leash. At this point,
At this point,
the
let him
fan.
go.
I'm the
It's like,
fan
let's
where
see.
I'm feeling like the season's gonna be what the fucking
Right.
season's
So
gonna
let's
be.
see what he can do.
Let's see what the fuck he finna
Let's
do.
see what he can
Fuck
do.
it, let him off the
'Cause,
leash.
like, bro, they treat
Let's figure this shit
they
out.
treat him like he's fucking Meg. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they like that nigga, like, bro, like you said, the receivers ran into it. It's like, bro, how do you blame him?
Yeah,
it's like saying he's Meg.
yeah.
Like, shut up, Meg. It's your fault. It's
Yeah,
like, bro,
yeah.
like, no.
The
For
Packers
real.
and the Bears have the same problem with Jordan Love and Justin Fields.
Oh,
They need to let the cornerbacks loose. Bro.
You right. You right.
Let them
But
loose.
You right,
I'm not
but
saying
why
the
you gotta
talent
say it like
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it is.
I'm saying as far as
Pretty much what I'm saying is why you gotta say it like that.
There's the way
There's no
they're
other
playing.
team we compare it to right now.
Right.
There's no other team.
No, as far as the
You're right. I'm
the
just talking shit.
talent, as far as you just need to let them play ball.
Yeah, true.
It's like-
That's true.
Like rookie Lamar, they was trying to cuddle
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
tailor and just do
Yeah.
things this way. Next year they let his ass loose. He won the fucking MVP. It's
Yeah.
like you need
Yeah.
to let these special talents
Well, you know,
showcase their fucking talent in the way that they know how.
and I agree with
Yeah.
Burgie. I think, like I said, once you realize the season is going to be what the season is, then, like I said, because obviously, you know, you want to start prepping and preparing for, like I said, the next season or, you know, postseason, you know, if you think you're going to get there. But it's like, if once you figure something out and you see, it's like, you know what? All right, this season's going to be what it is. Let's just experiment. Let's let them cook. Let's see what we can come up, because you might see, like, you might disagree with every move that he's making, but you might see a gem that you say, "Ooh, I can build off of that," or we can work around that.
And
And
that's why when we were talking about, we mentioned earlier about the Rasul Douglas trade.
Mhm.
Obviously, Packer fans were super upset about it because of what he meant to the team.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, in his short time on the Packers, you know, he became a real like spark plug for the defense, a real leader right away. But he's like, bro, the Bills offered a third. Like, that's a good, bro. Everybody, you are stupid if you don't take that trade.
And
Unfortunately, like Rasul Douglas, unfortunately, he's on the wrong side of his career. He's turning 30. He's gonna be in the back end. A true potential option I saw would, let's see, he don't pan out and they cut him. Packers might be able to go get his ass right back. You know, like, you never know.
true, never know.
I mean,
Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened. I mean,
And also, I feel like they really just kind of like they need to let this team play. When I say that, I mean, as fans, y'all need to understand we in a dark age. Don't go in expecting 9 touchdowns from this quarterback. Don't go in expecting to see shit that I've seen a lot of. Man, Aaron Rodgers he gone.
yeah.
He not here.
We gotta stop talking about that.
Him not coming back.
Right.
Like, dog, you need to understand this is a dark ages. This is what we have right now.
Mhm.
Let them play. And honestly, if they're gonna keep Love, if we're not gonna do something as far as getting another quarterback, they're not gonna try to figure out a situation. Let them play. Let fucking lose. Let them take their bumps and bruises as a fucking team. And next year, they'll come back with a little more respect for each other. They'll want to play harder for each other.
Exactly.
This shit might turn around next year. It might
I mean,
be a
I will
whole
say
different
the one thing
team,
that
and
the
the
team
attitude
does,
might change.
The team does fuck with Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Like
They're
I said,
pushing
they're
for him.
all just young and they just got to build together. It's like a young NBA team. It's like they just the core has to figure this shit out.
Yep.
But I will say, I will have a different actual perspective of how the Packers are on the next episode because I'm going to the game this weekend.
Okay,
I will be there at Lambeau
cool.
against
So,
the Rams,
cool.
so I'm looking forward to seeing.
So
that.
just
hard.
and so because this is Jordan Love's first year as a starter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers' first year as a starter went 6-10.
Yeah. We went 6-10.
Went 6-10.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And it was, you know, he had 13 interceptions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like it wasn't
all sunshine and rainbows for the first 2 years.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
He made that 6-10 look fucking amazing.
Yeah. Bro,
Like,
I was gonna say,
that is true. That is true.
Let's be
like,
clear.
they
true.
gave him an extension.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Like, let's be clear.
We saw
They were like,
potential in him ASAP.
He was on that field throwing that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And we was like, yeah, nah, run it back. Yeah.
But what I'm saying, it was still we had to let him cook before he became that man. Before he became that bad man, we had to let him cook.
Devil's advocate, though, Aaron Rodgers also did walk into a situation with the best offensive line in football. Damn, there are.
That's facts.
That is true.
Like
that's
he wasn't getting sacked in 3 seconds like Love.
That's facts. That's facts.
That's the only. I mean, he had his.
But that's not really devil advocate. That goes back to kind of what we said. It's like, bro, you can't blame Jordan Love for everything.
No, you can't blame him for everything.
You can't blame him for
He's
everything.
the quarterback, and he's gonna get the praise when he does well, like against the Bears game. Like even in the Saints game, like everybody swore up and down, like the defense had nothing to do with the Saints winning.
Right.
Yeah, like it was like all about the fucking Packers winning.
But I mean, if it's Spears, like I said, if they fuck with him, that gives him a little bit of light. Yeah, that gives him that gives him a little bit light to keep on going.
They're doing it
where he won't rebel against us.
To just kind of like, because I think they did a thing where they asked Aaron Jones, who is top 3 quarterbacks in the league, and he said Jordan Love was number 1. It's like, of course he's going to say it's his teammate.
That's his guy.
He's trying to show.
But at the same time, that's good though, man. I like hearing that kind of shit. Like, big your people up, man. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like,
that would be kind of wild.
Because at the end of the day, the Packers are not having a typical Green Bay Packers season, but it could be so much fucking worse.
True.
The Panthers just won their first game.
I came in expecting, I came in expecting no fucking wins, like on some real shit, because I was that much against Jordan Love. Like anybody who knows me, I've been saying Jordan Love wasn't the one for us when they drafted him.
Yeah,
I was one of them people. I was like, no.
See, I didn't know much about him, so I was going to give him a text from you.
I knew enough about him up and going into maybe like a month before the draft is when I started seeing his name pop around.
Yeah, I felt like I really felt like they took that pick of getting a quarterback too early. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
But this is what we have. He's here. And honestly, on some real shit, me as being a fan, that he's exceeded what I expected. You know what I'm saying? He's had games where I've seen what he could fucking do. Like, it's something there. Yeah. If they put the right line in front of him and he's able to be who he could possibly fucking be.
Now, we're not saying he's perfect. He's definitely missed a lot of fucking throws that he shouldn't be missing.
Yeah. And I feel like that comes with age. I feel like that comes with time
it comes with experience.
I feel like if he gets enough time being the number 1 option quarterback and comfortable as being that option, I feel like he gets what he needs.
Like a lot, I know, like, I guess I'll say it, but Colin Cowherd hates Jordan Love. Like, he shits on him every fucking day.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, oh, he's year 4 in the league. You can't treat him like a rookie. It's like, bro, he's a rookie on the field.
Yeah.
Well, so
he's played like 3 games before that.
Right, because you got to. Like, being a starter is a completely different monster, bro.
It's like, really, you said, I mean, like, you just pulled up, like, Aaron Rodgers didn't come. He wasn't MVP Aaron Rodgers game 1. Or season 1.
And how long was he? And how long was he with us before he became starter?
What, 3 years?
3 years, I think. Yeah. In 2005 and his first year was 2008.
Yeah. So like same. So it's like, you got to treat that different because now you are truly like the go-to, you are truly the decision maker. Like you are that person that leads. Because like even when you coming off the bench, you got the respect because you quarterback, but like you don't got the same level of command that the starting quarterback has.
I just said if Jordan Love can just get with the offense and figure out how to get us 17 a game, cool with it. Getting 3 touchdowns a game in the NFL is tough.
Yeah.
I know, granted, like modern day NFL, you see Mahomes and just they doing that shit.
They make it look easy.
They make it look easy, bro.
It's not.
It's not. You see teams. I mean, look at Denver. They scored 9.
Yeah.
Arguably the best offense in the NFL. Scored 9.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Like,
real.
This shit is a week-to-week game, and I think the Packers are just.
It's about whoever show up, man.
It's all about
whoever fucking show up.
It's just like fucking just going back to like an NBA, like when the Bucks had Giannis his first couple years, he was on the court,
bro. I remember
and it wasn't because he was trash or they wanted you like, bro, go out there and fucking play ball and figure out what works for you.
Right,
facts.
Yeah, because he did. Because I remember when we first drafted Giannis, how people were so upset.
Bro,
they
were
shitting.
Listen,
I didn't boo, but I definitely said, who was that? I said, who was that?
Who?
But I was like, well, shit. Let me see what see what he got.
People was mad as hell.
They was mad as hell. That's why every year when that post come up, the Bucks reposted when they said we signed it. That comment section is hilarious.
Bro, I definitely go through that every year.
It's funny as fuck.
It's always like we should have took such and such instead.
I can't remember who was at the time.
Person ain't even in the league no more.
Shit, there's a lot of motherfuckers that draft not in the league anymore.
But he's trying to sound. But we didn't talk about it last week, but it has succeeded, and I want to bring it up. But the Texas Rangers win the World Series in 5 games. Now, Jake, you are more of our MLB baseball person, so this is your time to shine and cook, man.
I was like, I wasn't upset we didn't talk baseball last week with the playoffs going on, but I was like, bro, I love baseball.
I know you do.
Football is my number 1 sport, but baseball is easily my number 2. Like I will watch baseball. I love watching basketball too, but I fuck with playoff basketball. I really don't fuck with regular season games like that.
Okay.
Except for like the first game in the Bucks. You want to watch that just to see how things are looking out.
Facts.
But like my girl knows this too. Like she'll come home from work and I'd just be sitting on the couch watching a Brewer game. That's just my shit. I fuck with it. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, it's boring. It's like, bro, every fucking pitch mattered in that playoffs. Like I watched almost every game of the playoffs. Even the Brewers games, I was pissed that we got knocked out. But like I watched almost every single Texas Ranger game that they played. That fucking team was so good, and they just overcame so many obstacles. Yeah, of just like, bro, they had Jacob deGrom, who's arguably the best pitcher in baseball. He was out all season because he had surgery, and then they traded for Max Scherzer, who was on the Mets to start the year. He got hurt before the playoffs. He made a couple starts, got hurt this and there. But it's like, bro, this team was so fun to watch. Like, even the Diamondbacks. Like the entire playoff run, though. I mean, watching the Astros get to 7 straight NLCS, or ALCSs, rather, was cracking. Like, just the playoff baseball in general was just fun as fuck to watch.
Now, so, beginning of the year, did the Texans, were they favorite? Or did it look like?
No, they were.
So, was this the underdog winning the World Series?
So, both the Diamondbacks and the Rangers, which were the World Series teams, 2 years ago, both teams lost 100 games in the season.
Okay.
Which is
so they all trash.
162. They were both trash. And then last year, the Rangers lost 94.
Talk about a turnaround.
But they were super injured. But then what they've done is they spent money the right way. They spent $500 million or almost $1 billion on 2 people. Marcus Semien and the World Series MVP Corey Seager. Both of them got fucking buku money.
Were they worth it?
Bro, Corey Seager had one of the best statistical seasons in history. He won World Series MVP. Like, there's just baseball is the biggest number sport.
Of course.
So I could go into all the detailed numbers and shit like that, but it would get way too nerdy. But like, I know, like, granted, Geekset, but it's like just the numbers is crazy. Like his averages, like everything was crazy. Like his clutch gene was just nuts. Like you got to just see nonstop. And I watched the entire game last night. I was just sitting on the edge of my seat. It was a good ass game. It was boring as fuck for people who like only like offense. Yeah. Like Zach Gallen, the Dodgers or the Diamondbacks pitcher, had a perfect game through 6 innings.
Okay.
So, and then Corey Seager gets a fucking single in the 7th. Then they score a run on a double from Evan Carter, who's 21 years old. He only played 60 games in a regular season. Yeah. Like fucking just a rookie out of nowhere, just coming in balling in the playoffs. Yeah. And then they were up, and then the fucking just some errors by the Diamondbacks, and then Marcus Semien, the dude I said earlier, just hit a fucking 2-run home run in the 9th inning, and the whole stadium was just demoralized. Oh, because it was in Arizona too. Yeah. Like, and they were just like quiet. It was like, bro. And then credit to the Rangers pitching staff. That was always their boogaboo all season long. They had one of the worst bullpens. They shut that shit down, dog. It was exciting to watch, man.
Like, go back and see some clips of this shit.
Yeah.
Now it was insane.
And
man.
this is their first World Series title, right?
First World Series ever. Yep. They started in Washington.
Yep.
I mean, they've had.
They was Washington. They was called the Washington Senators.
No, that's trash.
That's trash. That's a trash ass name. Washington Senators.
The Senators. It's just some niggas in suits, like.
Yeah. So
the mascot, nigga in the suit, like.
They've always had like a negative connotation on their playoff run because they were in the World Series. I think it was 2012.
Yep.
And they were down to the final strike to win the World Series, and they ended up losing the fucking World Series. They're down their last strike to win it, and they lost. They lost the Game 6, and they lost Game 7 the next day or whatever. Damn. It was wild, but I mean, like I said, just Corey Seager, for instance, like he became the 4th player in MLB history to win multiple World Series MVPs.
Okay.
He is the 2nd player only to ever win it on 2 different teams because he won it the COVID year with the Dodgers.
Okay.
In the shortened season or whatever, that he won it that year too. And then he's also the only player in MLB history now to win World Series MVP in both leagues. So National and American League. So it's like
he the first?
He's the first ever.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, so that's they had a hell of a year.
Because Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, when he won World Series MVP, he was on the A's and the Yankees, which are both in the American League. So it was like there was history made too. Yeah. And then on top of that, former Brewer, guy I was sad to see, Will Smith. Not that Will Smith. He also set an
picture here.
He set an MLB record. He's the first player in MLB history to win a World Series on 3 different teams in 3 years in a row.
Damn.
Hey, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the Braves 2 years ago, then he was on the Astros last year, and then the Rangers this year. So it was like it was wild, bro. Like
talk about not knowing how to pick them.
Bro, it's like they said they were saying in the offseason, they were like Shohei Ohtani's the #1 free agent. Like, nah, Will Smith, bro. Wherever you go, he gonna win.
Big Willie style out here, man.
I can talk baseball all day, bro. It's like now it's over. I'm kind of sad, but it's also like fun.
Yeah. So what is the MLB offseason like? Like because you know how NBA offseason, NFL season, we deal with so much stuff.
More quiet. I mean, it's getting more publicity now, just as the sport is growing worldwide and things like that. Like free agency is becoming more of a big deal. You still see like a lot of small transactions that kind of make bigger news in the NBA or the NFL. Like when, for instance, like when the Bucks signed Brooke, it was just kind of like, oh, Bucks signed Brooke Lopez. Like in baseball, it was be kind of the same thing. It's like, oh, the Brewers signed such and such. But it's starting to get to be bigger news. Like Seager signed with the Rangers, when DeGrom signed with the Rangers, when like Trey Turner signed with the Phillies. Like it was big deal. It was also big money. Yeah. Because $300-some million contract and shit like that, which is baseball's
they shoving
crazy.
Racks out.
Man, they always been a top top casher out.
I just saw something today that said Shohei Ohtani's projected to get 10 years, 450. Because he pitches and he hits. So it's like two-way. So that you're paying for that.
I should have stuck with baseball, G.
Bro.
And I was when I was like middle school, I used to play on these baseball teams, and I was actually cold, bro. Like I was in this league that used to be based off of regular teams, but that they did the whole like you trade in and everything that, bro. I was I did shortstop, but I was also because I was fast and I had good hands, so like I was a player sought after a lot because they was like, yo, we can use you a lot. And bro, I'm like, but I just never stuck with it, bro. Yeah. Bro, I just didn't stick with it.
It's out your 410.
Nigga. Man, messed up my 410. 410.
Could have had 410 in the back easy.
Could have had the easy 410 on the light day.
But then the offseason, there's a lot of steps that go to the MLB offseason. I mean, there's like, because the rosters are constructed so much differently. Because there's the regular 40-man roster, which you keep 40 men on your roster that are just on your roster, but the MLB, you're only allowed to have 26 members on the roster. So those 40, those other guys that make up the 40-man, they're down in your farm systems, basically. Yeah. And I mean, there's like a Rule 5 draft, which is where you get to take guys, you get to draft people from other people's teams that aren't on their 40-man. Right. There's a whole bunch of like, there's
different shit that goes on.
There's like, but then there's like multiple levels of free agency. There's like salary arbitration and just all sorts of shit. Baseball is also the stupidest sport when it comes to free agency because you have to have 6 years of MLB playing time to become a free agent. Okay. So it's like if you play 60 games and then you get sent down to the minors, your clock stops.
Oh shit.
So it's not until you play in MLB games that your clock is still going, which is why a lot of teams, they'll manipulate that shit where they're like, when a guy is getting close to his arbitration number, they'll send him down. And then it'll just like, and then okay, we got them all next year too. Shit. So that's you'll see like Chris Bryant when he was on the Cubs, he fell into that. Like he came up and then they sent him down for a year and then they brought him up and that's when he won Rookie of the Year.
Oh shit.
So it's like you kind of get the player under a cheap contract before you pay him. Yeah. Type shit. But then now you see a lot of these guys are getting paid early. Yeah. Like
to lock them in.
Yeah. I mean like Fernando Tatis, Julio Rodriguez in Seattle, like they all first, second year in, they're getting 10-year deals. It's like shit. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like then there's a draft. Well, no, there's the MLB draft happens during the season. It's during the All-Star game time. Which is also
okay.
Yeah, the MLB draft happens right after the College World Series ends, pretty much. So that's also another thing that's kind of weird about it because you don't see MLB guys that get drafted come up right away. They spend a couple years in the minors.
Right, they do, yeah. And then like the MLB they have walk-ons that they let try out as well too, right? Yeah. So like so that portal of talent, how do you guys figure out who's the person to watch outside? Like, is it just paying attention to that that draft day.
Yeah, you just pay attention to that player at that point.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, you can find people from all over the place. I mean, there's international pools now where they have an international draft.
Yeah.
But you got to pay them. You pay them actual money now. You don't pay them like a rookie money.
Okay.
So like
that makes sense.
Like all the international guys coming from Cuba, Puerto Rico, all that shit like that. Like they're getting paid right away.
You know, I'm gonna make it a point to start paying more attention to the NBA.
I am too.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna make it a point. I'm letting y'all know now. Deuces is gonna start watching more stuff around the MLB league.
It's fun to. I listen to a lot of it. I follow a lot of the stuff through podcasts, mostly because it is tough to sit there and really watch a game now that I got a kid and shit like that. But it's like I still will sit down and watch a game if that shit's on. I mean, my son picked it up the whole playoffs, baseball, like the whole time, bro. Like he does show football too, so that'd be cracking. Yeah. So me up.
Quick hit, just want to talk about it real quick, before we get out of here. But the NBA did release their City Edition jerseys. Yeah. How do you guys feel about the City Edition jerseys? So the Milwaukee Bucks one is kind of, they use like spots that represent all of the fans that came out during their district and everything like that.
I like the Bucks one. I like the Bucks one.
But to be honest, like they don't have to do this every year. Like, real shit. Like it's starting to kind of just get like, all right. So do we need new jerseys every fucking year?
It's like I don't hate the idea of a team's wearing, because I'm more of the college football style when it comes to uniforms. Like I like variety.
Yeah.
But it's also like some of these varieties be just super trash. No. Like the Magic one just looks like it's like a black version of the worst Magic jersey in the history of Magic.
The Bucks version looks like the Atlanta Hawks old
It definitely does. It definitely does. Yeah.
Like
I see what you're saying with the Orlando one.
I don't like indies like that. I hate, what is that one?
Whose?
I don't like Houston's. Oklahoma City looks like one of their regular uniforms.
Brooklyn probably got the hardest one.
The Kings is cold. I fuck with the Kings one though. That the old school one there.
Okay, yeah.
I fuck with that one. I mean, but even like the Suns one looks like their uniform they wear now.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks looks like a Knicks.
The Miami Heat one is trash.
That might be the worst Heat culture.
That one, it looks like, you know how like you go to like one of them off-brand, off-rack shops, and then you like, oh shit, I'm about to get I'm gonna get a Miami Heat jersey. It's like, who made that?
The Miami Fat Farm jerseys.
I was gonna say, this morning I forgot. I saw it when I was on my way to work. I was like, it said Heat culture. We didn't get Dame. Like that was oh, that is hilarious.
That shit whack. That jersey is trash.
Yeah, that jersey.
They could have just kept the Heat on there with no culture, just left it alone. Like for real, like it's stupid. Bro.
Yeah, no, I don't really like it. I don't really like these as much at all. I mean,
the Knicks jersey is the same jersey they wore like in the 90s and shit.
I fuck with the Jazz one.
But that's the old school jersey already.
Yeah, that's the low joint. That's the Carl Malone joint. Yeah,
them always been hard.
It's just the fucking Drake's uniforms. That's all that is. That's all that shit.
Definitely OVO.
The 6 guy.
Definitely OVO inspired.
Yeah, that might be one.
The Phoenix one's kind of like,
and then the fucking Memphis
the
is
same.
The Memphis is just bacon.
Says the Valley.
It's just bacon. Memphis is just strips of bacon on their uniforms. Memphis in the middle right there. It's just strips of bacon, bro.
Why does it look like that? Why does it look like
the Nets is the one that they try to go at least try to do something different.
I like the Brooklyn one. Out of all these jerseys, if I had the choice to buy a couple of them, I like the Bucks jersey. I like the Nets one.
The Lakers one is just weird.
The Lakers one look.
The Clippers,
the wording, I don't like it.
You're gonna see barbershops all over the world have clips. That's all they have.
The land.
Denver just has their area code.
The Cleveland one, the land
jersey looks like a WNBA jersey.
Bro, the Cleveland one looks like a D4 college basketball team.
It's like the colorway for the indie jerseys.
Minnesota's one looks like a cheap ass A shirt.
That shit looks
like that's the shirt that your uncle wear definitely with at the barbecue with no shirt underneath it.
That shit looks like an early 2000s fucking Timberwolves jersey you got off Wish.
What team was this?
District.
That's Detroit.
I
kind of fuck with that one.
They got the motherfucker, love you, sexy. They got the motherfucking Tropics. They got the throwback Tropics jerseys.
I like the idea of teams not just having straight
up the Will Ferrell specials.
But yeah, a lot of these uniforms.
They definitely got the motherfucking Tropic jerseys.
And I feel like the Bucks City Connects are getting worse and worse as the years go on.
They are. They are.
Because the all-blacks with their deers.
That's why I want them to stop. Like, bro, we don't need this every year. Mm-hmm. We don't need this every year. I still fuck with the cream jerseys that we had. Like,
bro, the cream jersey was hard.
Do we gotta do a new one every year? Like,
also, I think I think also I'm just tired of the blue. Stop throwing this blue in it.
I like the blue.
I don't like the blue, bro.
The blue that they inserted of the last one, when they first inserted the blue.
With all the different colors on that was cold.
Now I like the design. I don't like the blue, bro. For me personally, I don't like the blue.
The yellow was cold.
I don't like it because you know what I'm saying, like we was green and purple, and then when we started doing that green and cream, I fell in love with it, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, that. And then when they were doing like the black and green, the black and cream, I'm like, this makes sense. The blue is just throwing me for. I have not.
It came out of nowhere.
I've never subscribed to the blue.
It came out of nowhere.
I'm still glad you didn't bring up the Christmas colors though.
Oh yeah.
It
was weird. I was like, where did this come from? Like, what's the red and forest green?
They were like same logo.
It reminds you of medicine.
Like, it looked so odd, bro.
Robotussin and shit. Like, it's like, what the fuck's going on right now?
It's very medical.
Yeah, like for real, like real, like I want to feel better and shit.
Like, very damn medical, man.
That shit was all Christmas themed for some reason.
Right, man. But yo, man, this has been another episode of Off the Clock Sports Podcast, man. Make sure you follow us on all social medias. You know what I'm saying? We had some stuff on the ticker. You know what I'm saying? If you was watching it, you know, I put a little secret message in there, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? Make sure like you follow the rules on there. We're going to start doing giveaways and different contests and stuff like that. But we want to hear from y'all, you know what I'm saying, in the comments, man. Make sure y'all let us know what y'all think about the show. What topics did you guys want to hear us cover? What other sports? Like I said, right now we've been primarily talking about NBA, NFL, and MLB. But you know what I'm saying? Where would you like us to dive into? What are the things that you want to see from us? And again, make sure, look in the descriptions of this video. Make sure you follow everybody on their personal social medias, especially, you know what I'm saying, during the seasons, because you know, right now you're getting this content from us, but also there's so much more content that we do that's just not necessarily a video. Like you said, you want to see me and Burgie go crazy on the timeline, taunting anybody that's opposing the Bucks. But follow us. You want to see Jake and his gaming clips, but also his commentary around just MLB wrestling, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. Follow that, man, because like I said, we are fully incorporated in the world, and we want to make sure that you guys see who we are as people and get more invested into this podcast. But again, shout out to Believe Network. This is a Geekset podcast production, and we are out.
Peace.